Yeah, a few things. I'll keep that between us two.
Stetson, I asked Nolan how you might be different entering this season, and he said faster, quicker.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the truth?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They seem to, I don't know. They said I am a little bit right now. I don't know why that is, but I guess a little bit off season. We'll
do you feel it?
Yeah, I feel quick. I feel pretty quick right now, so that's good.
Is the hair coming off?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep it short, lads. I mean, dude, I walked outside last night at like 8:30, and I was like, oh my gosh, is this like Southern Louisiana right now? It's so hot, and so I don't think I can't get the fro back yet until it gets cooler.
Stetson, what's the effect of having Dan Lanning on the other side coaching and seeing you in practice all these years and knowing the offense?
Yeah, I mean, I guess he's probably more familiar with the way we go about day-to-day things than any other DC that we'll face this year. I could be wrong, not really thinking about it, but you can't let that affect yourself too much, because either way, we could overreact and because we think that he thinks this, or we could think that we think we know what he's doing and overreact. You play all kinds of brain. At the end of the day, you gotta be able to block counter, and you gotta be able to field counter, right? So that's what we're gonna work on.
What has stood out to you about Oregon's defense, just getting prepared for this game?
Yeah, they've got a few transfer guys. It's weird watching like 4 different teams play football to prepare for one. Because the beginning of the year is always different, and with a new guy, and so watching a lot of different stuff. Sewell's a great linebacker. Both of them gonna be great. Colorado kid. He's very good, very long, very fast. I don't know, man. I'm excited to get out there and play somebody other than number 5 for our team.
Stetson, is it feeling different coming in after a guy you've had to kind of fight for things your whole career to finally, coming to a year where you're the guy? I don't know. Does that feel any different?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's a little different. Yeah, I mean, every other year, you don't. It's uncertainty, really. I mean, last year, pretty much lucked into being able to, go out there and play, to an extent, obviously. But yeah, this year, I mean, it's, you get fall camp, you get spring, and now we're here, it's game week. So I guess it kind of came. It's weird. It came faster because you're so busy in the day, right? You're so busy day-to-day practice and all that stuff, working on little things that last year I wasn't quite as in tune because not only wasn't I the starter, I wasn't the second string guy. So I was like, well, probably won't happen this week, right? And so you get so caught up in the day-to-day and the little things that you kind of lose track of the overall. Holy cow, that's Oregon week now, and so. Thankfully, I think we've handled it really well, and marked down on our calendars like we need to do this by this, but yeah, I mean, probably a little bit more excited than I was this time last year.
Do you have pregame routines or superstitions or things you like to do to get settled in before the game?
Yeah, I like to go throw. I like to figure out where the clocks are, figure out like if there's some kind of thing with the field that will throw us off, whether it's the grass or when we go to Tennessee and it's this high in the middle and really low on the outside, just little things like that. And but for me, I go and I find a quiet place, whether it's the showers or whatever, and I sit there and I brush my teeth, take a shower, not in the same spot, but I'll brush my teeth, take a shower, play just some old country tunes just by myself for about 15 minutes. Cut my fingernails and then just get ready to go. I like getting ready and taking a shower and putting on a suit before I go to work, I guess. So, but that's my thing.
You got any go-to songs when it comes to that routine?
Yeah, I've got one. I don't know if I should say it, but it's "Bubbly" by Colby Calais. I love that song. That's my song. You go from there, and then you get and there's "Juicy" by Notorious B.I.G. Those are my 2.
You're in the process.
I know I probably should have said it. That's what it is.
Stetson Kirby was just saying how one of the reasons he likes playing in this Chick-fil-A kickoff game is because the hope is that you guys are going to play at the Benz again at the end of the season. It gives some of the guys familiarity with the stadium. You were kind of just saying how you like going out there, familiarizing yourself with the stadium. I don't want to look all the way ahead to December, but with that being said, do you see what he's saying there? Do you, for the younger guys maybe who've never played there, does that help?
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, what is experience, right? It's just being there before and understanding that, hey, you know, it's the whole Hoosiers thing, like, it's 10 feet still, right? I mean, it's the same thing, but, you know, when you go to a different layout and there's 70,000 people there and something looks a little bit different, and the first time you see it, you're like, oh my God, whether it registered or not, it just looks a little off, right? The field looks a little bit different. That at the end of the day, it's the same size, but, you know, after you play in the same stadium for a while, then you kind of get used to it. So yeah, I see what he's saying.
I know he can't hit you in practice, but have you seen anything different this year from Jalen Carter in terms of his intensity or his focus?
Yeah, I mean, I think Jalen's one of those dudes that, you know, he's a quiet guy. So, which he's not rah-rah or anything, but, you know, he's got that look in his eye. But I mean, I wouldn't say more, because I feel like Jalen's always been that guy that, you know, whenever the pads come on, you know, it's time to go. You know, I'd say he's stepped up in the role that, you know, maybe JD and Devontae were in last year, more the leadership role. But as far as going out and execute every day, you know, he's always done that.
Stetson, how much does you working with the ones a lot more this offseason, how much has that done for chemistry with just all the players from?
Yeah, I mean, a ton, right? It's, you know, you can draw up on paper that, you know, you got a 14-yard steep route, but you got 5 different wideouts that are going to run it 5 different ways. And so just knowing, expecting, like, whenever AD's hip turn, okay, well, now let's throw, right? And, or lad's elbow, now let's throw, right? Or just little things like that that you can't think about or you wouldn't know until you do have those, you know, 1,000 extra reps.
2 more questions?
Is it good that you're established, or was there any established as the number one, and you're, you know, people are nationally giving you more respect, or was there any motivational factor to prove people wrong going on for you last year?
Well, I think that's what, you know, when people are like, you know, do you play with a chip on your shoulder? Like, that's where, if you do, then that's when that, you know, question comes into, you know, question, right? If, you know, if this guy could only be Superman whenever, you know, everybody thought that he couldn't be, well, then what happens whenever everybody does think he can be, right? Does he have that extra edge? And so that's why, good or bad, like, I really don't worry about what other people have to say. Like it all comes from within, like, for me, because I don't know, I know what it feels like, I know what it looks like to be good, and I want to be that, for me and for my teammates, not to prove anybody wrong, or not to, you know, shut up the doubters and all that stuff. And now if we're going to say that there's none this year, I don't know about that either, but I don't know, I take it how it comes. It's ebbs and flows for me. I just wake up and try to be better than to do next to me.
How innate would you say your processing? I mean, I've heard the quarterback position compared to flying the jet, especially pro style, with all the reads, protections,
Yep.
run audibles you have. I mean, when you're breaking the huddle, I mean, can you give us some concept or idea of how quickly and how much you're processing as you go to the line of scrimmage and even pre-snap read?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on each and every play. You know, I've got, you know, there's you got drop back, you got play action, you got quick game, you got, you know, RPOs, you got just smoke breaks, we call them, where you just hand the ball off and no worries for that play, right? But most every play, it's, all right, do we have issue over here? Is it protection or is it run? Do I need to check it over here? Do I need to switch protection? You know, or what coverage are they going to run? You know, is this route good for that? All right, it's not, but, you know, it's also 2nd and 10. Let's not make it 3rd and 10, right? Let's make it 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5, right? Let's be smart about that. And so it really, I mean, it depends on, you know, what personnel are they in, what situation in the game. Are they going to cover zeros right here? get us out of field goal range. It depends on, when you say it like that, it seems like a lot, right? But the whole drive, what situation it is, all right, they might be playing these coverages because the point in the game that it is. I don't know, but that's where just the week leading up to it and the work you put in and knowing what the defense's tendencies are and just trusting that, our guys are going to do what we're coached to do. Just leads everything into, the final play, like what happens that play. So you can outsmart yourself and all that stuff. I think that's the battle that bright quarterbacks run into. But like I was saying earlier, sometimes you just got to go throw a hitch, right?
Thank you.
Yep.